Welcome to Talking Crue, an unofficial Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 8 this week. Girls, Girls, Girls album review. This weekend, Motley news, there was quite a bit of it. Nicky announced that he is taking part of the 12 drummer drumming auction, which is created by drummer Rick Allen of the band Def Leppard. It's a charity. You can go on and bid on one of Nicky's basses. It runs until November the 11th on Veterans Day. Uh, you can check out drummers.givesmart, that's all one word, .com, and check it out, bid on it. You can also check out more details on Nicky's Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. John 5 did an interview a couple of days ago on Detroit's rock station WRIF. Fantastic interview. He talks about first concert experiences. He talks about Motley Crue. All this great stuff. I will post a link to it in the comments section down below so you can check it out yourself. I did write down some stuff that he did talk about. He said that there is 3 new Motley Crue songs. They're already recorded and ready to go. He doesn't know how or when they will be released. He don't know if they will be released as singles or part of a Motley Crue album. He said that he's very excited about it. The songs are very heavy and with great melodies. So I'm anxious to hear this. I can't wait to hear what this sounds like. Me personally, I'm hoping for an album or at least an EP. John Corabi's in the news this week. He announced the other day he's doing a free show. You heard me right, free. My favorite 4-letter word, free. In Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Graffiti Bar, October the 13th. So if you live in or around Tulsa, make sure you go check him out, support him. Plus, it's hosted by Eddie Trunk, so that's going to be great as well. That's it in Motley news. This week it's episode 8, Girls, Girls, Girls album is what we're going to be talking about. On this week's episode, we're just going to continue on with the timeline. This is Motley Crue's 4th album. Like I've said a lot of times, this is the first album I ever bought with my own money. So, let's get right into it. Let's go timeline. As soon as Theater of Pain album was released, which is in 1985, which is episode 6, the band went right on tour. In fact, they were the headliners. So they headlined arenas in the United States, Canada, Japan, and Europe. They had a bunch of different opening acts. Autograph, Y&T, Loudness, and the legendary band Cheap Trick. Sorry, there's my notes. Like I said on the Theater of Pain episode, they became stars. They became big stars. In fact, Tommy Lee meets and starts dating actress Heather Locklear, who was famed with T.J. Hooker and Dynasty. Vince is invited to perform at Farm Aid 2. Farm Aid was a festival, charity festival for people to call in and make donations by Willie Nelson. He was doing this to help farmers across America. So Vince got to be part of Farm Aid 2. In fact, he performs the song Smoking in the Boys' Room with Willie Nelson and his band, plus John Bon Jovi. Now, this is pre-Slippery, so Slippery When Wet has not came out yet. John helps Vince sing part of the chorus. It's actually a really great performance. Vince has the crowd going and singing along. It's fantastic. There is some funny stuff in it, I think. Looking back at it now, the drummer for Willie Nelson's band, he's just really playing the drums and he's headbanging and he's really trying to get into it. Then there's a harmonica player, which I think is one of Motley's road crew guys, playing harmonica, and he's really getting into it. And then you have Willie Nelson come in and play the acoustic solo, and Willie has no idea what this song is. You can just tell he just plays this thing, and then he looks at Vince like this blank stare on his face, and Vince continues on with the song like a pro. Then there's a guitar player for Willie Nelson's band. Uh, he looks like, or he has the haircut of Howard on the TV show Big Bang Theory, the bowl haircut. And he has this blank deer in the headlights look through the whole entire song. He has no idea what he's playing. It's like he's camera shy. I don't know. You just have to see it. If I can find the clip, I will post it in the comment. Alright, so now during the tour, there was actually some tensions between the band members. 3 against 1, basically. Nikki, Mick, and Tommy were still doing drugs and alcohol in front of Vince, who was being sober on the tour. In fact, he had to do drug tests every now and again during the tour, and if he got busted, he went right back to jail. In fact, co-managers Doc McGee and Doug Thaler promised him a gold Rolex watch if he stayed sober throughout the tour, which he did. Nikki's heroin addiction was getting a whole lot worse. In fact, the band still had no idea. On the Valentine's Day, after the Valentine's Day show in '86 in London, Nicky starts walking around the streets and he finds this drug dealer. And the drug dealer takes him back to his house and shoots Nicky with heroin. Nicky passes out. Drug dealer tries to wake him up, even by using a baseball bat. It didn't work, so he panicked and threw Nicky in a dumpster. Luckily, Nicky puked and woke back up and walked back to the hotel. Nobody had a clue. More on that here in a minute. Vince, because of his guilty plea, was ordered to pay $1.8 million to Lisa Hogan. He was ordered to pay $700,000 to Daniel Smitherin, $200,000 to the estate of former drummer of Hanoi Rocks, Nicholas Razzle Dingley. And after the Theater of Pain tour in June of '86, Vince started his 30 days in jail, but he was released after serving 18 days in jail for good behavior. Nicky detoxed himself from heroin by himself to start writing songs for this album, Girls, Girls, Girls. And Tommy Lee marries Heather Locklear. So that's where we're going to end on the timeline. Some info and facts. They recorded this album in 3 different studios. 101 Studios in Los Angeles, Conway Studios in Hollywood, and Rumbo Studios in Los Angeles. They once again chose Tom Moorman as producer. This will be his 3rd and final time as producer for Motley Crue. In fact, he would go on to produce a bunch albums. I just wrote down a few. Blow My Fuse by the band Kicks. In fact, they just retired here recently. Great band. Against the Law by Stryper. Cocked and Loaded by LA Guns. That's one of my favorite LA Guns albums. Open Up and Say Ah by Poison. Again, that's one of my favorites of theirs as well. The album was released May 15th, 1987. They released 3 singles. All three got videos for. In fact, one of them was banned from MTV. Girls, 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 Wild Side, and You're All I Need. Now, You're All I Need video was the one that got banned. In fact, when I was putting this episode together, I was trying to think. I don't even remember my rock station here playing You're All I Need. If they played that song in your town, write me a comment down below. Let me know. The album peaked at number 2 on the Billboard charts in 1987. It was scheduled to go to number 1, but Whitney Houston released her album and beat them out. Although this album here sold more copies. We know who's number one. Motley Crue. Anyway, the album sold 4 million copies in the United States. They also came up with a new look and a new logo. So, like I said in episode 6, which was the Theater of Pain, they came out, sorry I'm struggling here, they came out looking like this with the glam look. And they once again became a trend center. All the other bands started looking like that. They wanted to look glam. Again, the band that pops off my head is Poison, Guns N' Roses, Kiss did it. Look at the Asylum. I mean, yeah. So, while everybody was doing that, they went another way. In fact, there's a picture of the Girls, Girls, Girls era there right behind me. So while everybody was looking all glam, they looked like this. So they went back to leather, less makeup, no lipstick, and went with a rougher look. They also changed logos. Here's the Theater of Pain logo, the big long M and the big long R. And on the Girls, 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 they went cursive. Yeah, great logo as well. Still not my favorite though, but I love both of those logos. So there's the info and facts. Let's talk about the album itself. Song number 1 is Wild Side. Starts off with this amazing guitar riff by Mick. Then the band kind of comes right in. Vince starts singing. Fantastic. I love Vince's vocal performance through this whole entire album. He has this kind of rough, whiskey kind of sounding in his voice. It sounds great. I love it. The song's absolutely amazing. Great lyrics, catchy chorus. Tommy's drumming is outstanding on this song. Towards the end of the song, there's some shouting and talking and a gunshot and broken glass and sirens. It's absolutely fantastic. So they used some samplings on this. They never done that before. I wrote in my notes, it's a cinema for your ears at the end of this, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's so good. Song number 2 is the title track, Girls, Girls, Girls. Starts off with the motorcycle starting up. Band's kind of warming up and then just takes off as the song takes off. Great lyrics, catchy chorus. This song is so good, never gets old. It's a fun song to sing along to. There's a point where Vince hollers at Tommy, which is actually kind of funny. I always like that part. And then towards the end of the song, Mick does this amazing guitar solo at the end of the song. And then at the very, very end of the song, Mick is still doing this solo. And then it just kind of tails off, kind of going. And so the story is Mick was doing this guitar solo on a bar stool. He was drunk out of his mind, and he actually fell off the bar stool. And they still had hit the record button, and they loved it and thought it was hilarious, and they kept it. So it's been part of the song ever since. Song number 3 is Dancing on Glass. This song kicks right in. Has this great groove in it. Vince's vocals are awesome on this song. Fantastic lyrics, catchy chorus. I really love this song a lot, especially Mick's guitar riff. This song has the reference of the Valentine's thing that I was talking about, where Nicky OD'd. Found him in the trash. He says it in the lyrics. Again, Nicky's writing what he sees and what he's experiencing. This song has a guest singer in it as well, Phyllis St. Jane. She does a wonderful performance towards the end of this song. It is so good. Absolutely fantastic. Love this song as well. Song number 4 is Bad Boy Boogie. This one starts with this monster drum fill by Tommy, with Mick kind of playing along with it. Has a great hook in it. Vince starts singing, sounds fantastic. Great lyrics. Catchy chorus. The music is really bluesy with some sleaze in it. Mix plays slide guitar in it. Plays a slide guitar solo, I should say. Then there's this down point in a pocket which is fantastic. You hear Nicky's bass, Tommy on a hi-hat, and them singing Bad Boy Boogie, trying to get you to sing along, which is actually really cool. Then it picks right back up. This song is just rocks. I love it. Song number 5 is Nona. This one is dedicated to Nicky's grandmother, Nona. It starts off with some drumming, slow guitar playing, some keyboards playing, Vince singing I'm Out of My Head Without You, and Nicky and Tommy singing Nona. I love it. There's even some string instruments being played towards the end of the song. I think it's beautiful. I actually really love this song. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, this is insanely good. I had no idea who Nona was. But yeah, this is perfect. He actually wrote this for her while he was doing the heroin episodes. Tom called him to tell him that she had passed away, and told him how to get to the funeral. He actually ended up doing heroin instead and didn't go. He's, I guess, felt guilty over it, so he wrote her this song, and I think it's fantastic. Song number 6 is 5 Years Dead. This song kicks right in. Great rock and roll song. Excellent lyrics. Catchy chorus. It's got this great rock and groove in it. I really love it. Then it slows down for Mick to play this great slide guitar solo. Then the tempo kicks right back up. Again, it's a fantastic song. 5 Years Dead. It's actually an idea. He was reading a book called 5 Years Dead, so that's how he came up with the title. Song number 7 is All in the Name of Rock and Roll. Starts off with Tommy and this great, outstanding drum beat, and then Mick kind of joins in with a great guitar riff. Then the song just blasts off. Awesome lyrics, catchy chorus. It's so good. I love it. I love this song. Really good. Vince's vocals are outstanding. Fantastic guitar solo by Mick. Then a really cool part is towards the end, where Nicky plays this awesome but simple bass line in it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just kind of subtle. It's great. Just listen to this if you've never heard this. Absolutely fantastic. Love this song. Song number 8 is Something for Nothing. Starts off with this great guitar riff, then stops, and the bass kind of, Nicky again plays this like chord, open chord, and then the riff comes back, and then this time it's a snap of a drum by Tommy. Then the song just kicks right in. Lyrics are freaking great. Catchy chorus. There's even a cowbell being played in it. Great playing by the band and Vince on vocals. Absolutely great. Love this song as well. Fantastic guitar solo by Mick. Then this song's so freaking good. There's a part towards the end where it stops and starts. Mick lets loose and just goes to town on this at the end of this song. Absolutely amazing. Song number 9 is You're All I Need. Now, like I said, this song was banned, or video was banned on MTV. The story of this song is Nicky was dating a soap opera actress. He found out she was cheating on him with another, or co-star, I should say, from the same show. So he wrote this song, and he drove to her house, and the dude answered the door, and he gave the dude the song and says, "Here, give this to her." And so it's very Motley. It is a ballad per se. It's about a guy killing his girlfriend. if I can't have you, no one can kind of scenario. The video isn't bad at all. I don't understand why it got banned from MTV. Maybe by the lyrics, maybe I don't know. Um, who knows? A couple of years later, Skid Row, the band Skid Row, put out 18 Alive, and it's basically almost the same song, but it's a friend killing another friend, and it got blown up on MTV. Different time, I guess. So now let's talk about the song itself. Starts off low key with the band playing. There's even some piano playing by Tommy. Vince starts singing. His vocals are freaking amazing on this song. Absolutely fantastic lyrics, a catchy chorus. The guitar solo by Mick is freaking amazing. Such a fantastic song. It's so good. In fact, Nikki talks about this on the Greatest Hits DVD, where Doc McGee played "You're All I Need" to John Bon Jovi, and John Bon Jovi said that is the greatest ballad he's ever heard. And then Doc says, you might want to listen to the lyrics on this. They are a little twisted, but yeah, I thought that was funny. He just wrote the greatest ballad ever. You need to check out the lyrics to this song. Okay, so song number 10 is Jailhouse Rock, and it's live. Recorded at Long Beach Arena in California. Absolutely love this. I love the stage rap at the beginning of the song that Vince says, I think you got the funky jive. We got some bad beat boogie woogie for you, boys. There's a little Vince imitation there. And then the song just kicks right in. Absolutely incredible. It's a fast version of Jailhouse Rock, but it rocks. It really does. The band's playing is so tight. Mick's guitar solos are outstanding. Vince gets the crowd really going by that haze. And then just when you think the song is almost over, and then Vince says, one more time, and then it goes right back to the haze and the guitar solo. Absolutely great. And then at the end, Nick, the song ends, finally comes to an end when Vince says, we're Motley Crue, and then see ya. And that's how the Electra version ends. I love this. I love it when they played this. They play this on the Theater Pain Tour, which is how they caught this live. So that means there's a whole show recorded. Where's it at? But they played this on the Girls, Girls, Girls tour. They played this song during the Dr. Feelgood tour at some shows. Not all the shows, but some shows got this as an encore song. And they played it on the stadium tour during the medley. So, yeah, I think it's fantastic. I love this version. So, we're going to go. That's how the Electra version ends. So, we're going Crucial Crue. And, again, they chock full of stuff on here. I might have to raise my glasses up. Again, it's in red. Girls, Girls, Girls with Tom Worman and band intro. This is Tommy and Vince and Tom Worman. This I think this was sent to the record company to show the record company that the band's been busy, and here let you hear some of this stuff. It's an instrumental, so you can actually kind of sing along to it if you want to. Then you get Wild Side. It's another instrumental, again, kind of a karaoke thing. And then you get to Rodeo, which is an unreleased track. We'll talk about that here in a minute. And then Nona, the demo version, which is actually almost 3 minutes long. The album version is like a minute and a half. When I listened to the demo, I forgot all about this until I re-listened to this. About 46 seconds into this, it's the original version, what you hear on the album, and then about 46 seconds into it, it starts rocking out. It's like a completely, totally different song, and that goes for a couple of, maybe a minute or and a half, and then it comes back down to the original song. So yeah, check that out. Okay, and then the last song on the Crucial Crew version is All in the Name of Rock and Roll, live from Moscow Music Peace Festival 1989, and that's kind of a hint of what next week's episode is going to be. So let's talk about the unreleased track Rodeo. Rodeo starts off with this great drum fill by Tommy. Then the band comes in. It's a ballad. It's another ballad, so that's probably why it got left off of the album to begin with. You already got two, threes really pushing it. The lyrics are fantastic, catchy chorus. When I hear this song, and I do listen to this album a lot, this song reminds me of a Home Sweet Home Part 2, although it's a little bit different. They're saying that they're like on a rodeo, going from town to town, and then they're gone. In fact, that's pretty much how the chorus goes. It's still great. I still love it. I think it's an absolutely fantastic song. Amazing guitar solo by Mick. Then towards the end of the song, it just kind of fades out. Again, fantastic song. Do yourself a favor, check out the song Rodeo if you've never heard it. So that's the album. So let's rate the album 1 out of 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I got to give it a 10. It's the very first one I ever bought. And I still love this album. Least favorite song or song? None to me. Favorite song or songs? All of them, including Rodeo. Yeah, this album just rocks. Absolutely amazing. Homework this week. You rate this album 1 out of 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Again, if I see a 1, I want to hear why, or you write why. Not because so-and-so said this album sucked. No, this album rocks. You didn't listen to it. Favorite song or songs, and what is your least favorite song or songs on this album? Like I said, the Moscow Music Peace Festival is next week's episode, episode 9, 1989's Moscow's Music Peace Festival is what we're going to be talking about next week. If you know anybody that is a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Give them the link. Tell them to go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook. Type in Talking Crue. Everything will pop up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I want to thank each and every one of you who watched last week's episode and gave me thumbs ups. That is fantastic. I love it. That helps me out a whole lot. And that's it for this week. And you, yes, you, just took a ride on the wild side.